its achievements having been commodious, the years of execution evident from unintentional assault and its treatment was born of discharge, reconciled by continuous application. A reception of agnostic dissertation having prevailed, the aptitude of its production demonstrating one of eminence. Its purpose was remarkably attained with a resounding presence of achievement in the affirmative, but a resolution of discharge from a participation in commerce was in order. The time having surfaced, its replacement was adherent. The decision having been made, Gary was trading in his faithful Wurlitzer 120 electric piano. Gary journeying to Del City, his accredited musical instruments firmly secured in the bed of the 1966 Ford pickup, the Wurlitzer electric piano 120. And the custom 150 amp with its two 12-inch speakers both espoused for dispensation. Arriving at Bob Wood's Del City, music provided the musician an opportunity to gaze upon the appliances of musical fatuity. The Del City structure abounding with the wares of musical apparition, the store a portrait of instrument availability, bestowing a beckoning to all that dared entry. Gary ready to conduct business with a friend, owner Bob Woods, his stature as a musician and country music provocateur, organizing the Oklahoma Country Music Association, was well known throughout the state. Gary discovering an array of desirable musical appliances, the only circumstance restraining his purchasing willpower was financial, but it too was in transition. Bob's wife Carolyn on the phone, resolving his fiscal qualification and credence. With the validation of the musician's credit credentials, Gary finding a new edict to propagate his musical instrument portfolio, his procurement realm aspiring for the ultimate in band equipment. This time the musician would not be financially embryonic, finding a new experience dawning, applying a Cadillac Interpretation in his decisions. The incomparable Fender Rhodes electric piano accepting its station in his music world. The Rhodes sharing its name with the iconic guitar. His first custom 150 amp, relinquished for a 300-watt custom amp with a mounting stand, and two custom speaker enclaves, each containing two 15-inch JBL speakers, a noble replacement. An additional acquisition, a 200-watt custom PA amp addressing two-column, each with four 8-inch speakers. The total fiscal amount of his purchases, approaching the cost of Gary's '63 Mercury Comet car when purchased new. As a musician, the new equipment instilled a surge of fulfillment, a desire, and an optimism that new equipment would add a new vitality to the bandstand. A late winter night, an 8-inch, gusting 40-mile-per-hour wind-driven snow blanketing Oklahoma City. Gary finding it difficult to travel to guitarist Jerry Willis's house, but succeeding after several detours. Only to find their normal route to the Pirates Cove at the Holiday Inn on Meridian Avenue closed. The road arrested with a catechism of white blanketed confinement. May Avenue, a corresponding tact, also snowed over, but for some unexplained reason, a northward single lane remained open on Portland Avenue. The two determined musicians finding a hazardous opportunity to reach Interstate 40, the Crosstown Expressway. To their dismay, the on-ramp to the crosstown was barricaded, but Reno Street, a parallel venture below the raised crosstown, was receptive, a snowplow having traversed the roadway clearing a passage. Upon entering, the two finding that it resembled a toboggan run, the snow 3 and 4 feet high on either side. The two musicians continuing their journey, arrested within the walls of snow, the headlights of the car beaming like a snow-lit beacon, a perception that they were interned in a tunnel. The two able to apprehend the Holiday Inn on Meridian Avenue, the rest of the city seemingly void of activity, its residents snowbound. An arrival finding the day shift complement of employment still dictating the Pirates Cove operation, apparently the night personnel unable to compose an appearance because of the deleterious snow conditions. Gary and Jerry, the only band members having success in arriving, questioning each other, whether to attempt to entertain a very diminished club audience. An unexpected occurrence, a Greyhound bus seeking refuge, unable to travel south on the now closed H.E. Bailey Turnpike South, another casualty of the storm. The captive bus containing 58 Army recruits destined for Fort Sill, their deliberate journey interrupted. Gary watched as the snowbound prospective patrons seated themselves. Wanda Moreno, the daytime bartender, also one of the stranded Snowden assembly, having to do double duty. Wanda conversing on the phone with Herb Carpenter, the weather-bound proprietor, a question concerning whether to serve the military complement, as most were underage to consume alcohol, asking if she should adhere to the letter of the law or what, Herb replying the ABC board wouldn't be out on a night like this, go ahead and serve them. Gary visiting with some of the soldiers, answering their question about the band playing, mentioning they could, but it would sound better with a drummer. Then from another table they heard a name mentioned, discovering that there was a soldier that played drums among the stranded congregate, and was more than happy to sit in. With the advent of a drummer, a commendable trio was enhanced, entertainment prevailing for the confined. The Oklahoma City road crew up to the task, the main thoroughfares in Meridian partially opened, and with the drive home, the Toboggan Run experienced musician fulfilling another musical page in the Book of Life.